Hello, y'all. I'm Alessandra, and usually I'm hosting this podcast, but today the tables have turned and I'm the one in the hot seat, while my Icefish research colleague, Lieke, is stepping into the role of host. If you have not listened to her episode already, go and check it out. And if you bear with me all the way until the end, I will share with you one of my favorite fish facts. Everywhere we go, there is something to see. So dive into the blue to discover the world of fish. Fiskaspjall, where we talk about all things fishy.
Well, so far, Alessandra has done a wonderful job of doing all the podcasts. But today it's her turn to be interviewed. So I, Lieke Pensioen, will do that today. So bear with me. Because, Alessandra is doing amazing. This is my first time, but will be good. So, hello, Alessandra.
Hello.
Welcome today at your own podcast.
Yes, I am Alessandra Schneider. I am from Switzerland, and I came to Iceland for my PhD. I saw the advertisement for this position, and at that point I had been looking for a position for 2 years, didn't find anything, and basically gave up.
Oh no.
And went to work in a medical lab. And just kind of saw this application, read through it. I was like, oh, this sounds so cool. And then I get to the bottom and it says Iceland. And I'm like, hell no, absolutely not.
Fair enough.
I don't like the cold. I don't like the dark. I've done everything, in the last 3 years to miss winter.
Yes.
So yeah, I came to Iceland so I did my bachelor's and my master's at the University of Zurich. And I did my master's on monkeys, vervet monkeys in South Africa. And then I come here to Iceland to work with fish. And it was so far out of my wheelhouse that...
It's very different from monkeys.
Even just touching a fish, I wasn't a kid that went out fishing.
Yeah, okay.
That wasn't a thing that was part of my childhood.
Yeah. So did you always want to be a biologist growing up?
Oh, I have a very moving essay where I describe how I would be a marine biologist studying dolphins and living on a boat, and my best friend would be an actress and also come visit me all the time.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yes. But I also wanted to become an archaeologist, a singer. Then I really wanted to go into medicine, and I think that was Grey's Anatomy's fault because it was such a cult.
Yes, for sure.
But then, I went and tried to study medicine and just failed. And then I took some time off and I was like, okay, let's just reset.
Yeah, it must have been hard though.
Yeah, it was not fun. I give you that. But then I was also really obsessed with the show Bones.
Oh my God, love Bones.
I mean, can anyone tell where I do get my education from?
TV.
But I always loved anthropology and especially apes, the great apes, their culture, the monkeys, all the funny, but also human history and not history in evolutionary history of humans. Yeah. And so Bones was really fascinating for me, and I always wanted to do something where I could serve people. So I was like, I'll become a forensic anthropologist. And I went to back to university and studied biology with the aim of going into forensic anthropology. But life had other plans for me. One of my professors, I was taking a class with, and I went in to ask a question about a paper that I needed to present about dolphins. And he answers my questions, so sweet and very graceful. And then he starts talking about this project that he has with monkeys in South Africa. And I'm thinking, South Africa, sign me up. And I did end up going to South Africa to study vervet monkeys and found that females preferred to socialize with more closely related females, and even more so in wintertime when food was scarce and the group had to split up. And I was like, this is so cool. I'm getting all these different methods. I'm getting all these different ways of thinking about one aspect. Mm-hmm. And that's what I wanted in my PhD. And that's why I'm so glad that that's what I got in my PhD, because studying sticklebacks, I did an experiment, which was super hands-on, but I also did a field study, which was out there where there is sunlight, unlike my bunker without windows. But I got to do some RNA work, so transcriptomics, again, like more molecular.
DNA is the blueprint for life, and RNA is a temporary copy of DNA which is done on demand. RNA is then turned into a protein through the process called translation. So by looking at the RNA in a cell, we know what the cell needed in that very moment, which can give us insight into how different individuals react to external stimuli.
It was just a lot of different aspects.
Yeah.
The upside was I got to learn all of these things, and the downside was I had to learn all these things.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
But it was just really great.
So do you want to tell a little bit what you did during your PhD then, what your project was about?
Yeah, so we looked at stickleback and very simply said we just raised them in different temperatures and different diets and looked how that affected them. Yeah. And the reason why we did that is because we work with stickleback from Lake Miva. And stickleback in Icelandic are hornsili. It's the one fish that I learned very quickly how to say.
Hold your horses, Icelandic people. I know my pronunciation isn't perfect, but I am trying.
It's a really cool lake. It has all these different environments within one lake. So there's no physical barriers for the fish, but they live in very different environments. And we do see that they physically differ based on where they live. But genetically speaking, they're all one population. And what that tells us is that they move around. So that there seems to be some flexibility in changing based on what environment they're in. And usually through development. So where you're born, that environment informs how you look and how your physiology works. And that was just so fascinating. And we wanted to figure out, okay, what are the limits to it? Like if we have them in these very clear, different environments with all the best outcomes, right? They have enough food, they don't have any predators, no disease. Like, what would that be? And then across generations, like, does it matter where your mother or your father was raised? Like, does it matter if they were in hot temperatures, if you're in hot temperatures? And then we looked at this at different levels. So we looked at when the eggs were laid, how the fertilization went, how the egg size looked. Because for fish, whatever goes into the egg is like everything the embryo needs to develop. It's not like with us where it's inside of us and we can just eat a little bit more and then they get more energy. Like whatever the mama fish puts into the egg, that's it. Like it needs to be enough for the little embryo to make it. Yeah. And then we looked again at juvenile and then again once they're adults and ready to reproduce themselves. So it was huge.
Yeah,
but
it sounds
also
like a massive undertaking. Oh my God.
It's like when you're in it, you don't think about it. But then, I talk to other people and they're like, so who's your lab? I'm like, what do you mean? It was me and a technician and
That's
then my
insane.
students. And they just look at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Were you okay during that time? No. Like looking back? No, okay.
No.
I also want to mention that Kasia Strickland and Joe Phillips, 2 postdocs in my lab, willingly gave up each one weekend in the month to help me out with this experiment.
Now you graduated, you got a new job. Congratulations. Do you want to explain a little bit like what you're going to do from now on?
My new position is project manager with AIMR. That is a organization that promotes energy efficiency and sustainable resource use in Norðurland Vestra. So that's the northwest region of Iceland where I live. And I don't quite know what project exactly that I will be working on, but I'm very excited to get to do something new.
Yes.
Hopefully a bit more applied because I've been in this highly hypothetical, theoretical space for 6 years now. And also to give back some, like, hopefully to do something nice for my community.
Okay, let's go back to the science communication. Like, is this all something you've always wanted to do? Like, I know how we fell into it, but like, how did it start from like your end?
No, this was not on my radar whatsoever. Yeah, the workshop that we attended was definitely my first real interaction with science communication on a more practical level. And I think that's what I loved about the workshop, was that it wasn't just like, it's amazing and we should all do it and it's so important. It was like really actionable things that we could do. It was like a how-to.
Exactly.
And that's when I could see myself. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, right.
Yeah,
like
I can make infographics.
Yeah,
like, I can tell
I think
this.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I have always been very vocal and outspoken in other issues. For example, I will talk about my menstrual cycles in public places. Not like how heavy it is, but if I am feeling miserable and I'm having cramps, I will say so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just not feeling so well today.
People should know. Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I can hear about somebody else's back pain, you can hear about my menstrual cramps.
Why not?
I'm
Exactly.
like, it's not like I'm sharing anything super deep or personal. It's just, I'm having menstrual cramps.
Yeah.
They're excruciating. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen how it really helped students to be more open about it, and also to then also allow themselves to take a break.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice to advocate. And then during that workshop, I just got so excited.
Yeah.
Advocating for other people in this sense. That was, I think, it. And the more I do, the more I feel passionate about it. It's so much fun, especially the podcast. I learn so much about the people that I thought I already kind of knew, but also about their work. And yeah, it's just been such a blast.
Yeah. We'll have a season 2 then.
No
okay.
pressure.
Shall we do a quick fire round? So either or, freshwater or marine.
I know I should say freshwater, but I really love marine.
This child in you is still coming out.
Yeah.
Yes. Fieldwork or lab work?
I think field work in summer, lab work in winter.
Fair. Very fair. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Very quick.
No question to ask.
Big international conference or small national conference?
I think big international.
Okay.
The national one feels like it's cozy. It's more like a reunion.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
But the big ones, it's like for inspiration. It's amazing.
I guess they each have their
Yeah.
own nice things about it. Yeah.
I guess I usually cannot afford the big ones.
Yeah, they are expensive. So what is your least favorite and your favorite part about being a scientist?
So my least favorite, I think it's the paperwork, all the
Yeah.
administration, the red tape, just also publishing.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
not
God.
the writing part necessarily, but the uploading of a paper that takes ages.
It takes a whole day to like upload a few pictures and like a Word document.
Yeah, and I just submitted one and I read through the instructions and it was like instructions how to format your text, and then it's like whatever was written before, this is how you need to format it. And I'm like, am I stupid or is this just confusing?
It is confusing.
So yeah, do not like that.
No.
My favorite part is definitely the freedom and teaching. I love that I get to do so many different things, that I get to travel so much. And I love, love, love working with students. I love seeing them grow and learning new things. And usually they teach me as well. Because, with every new student, I learn something new as well.
Yeah, they can teach you a lot.
They can, if you let them.
Yeah, exactly. Good teachers let them.
Why, thank you.
So is there anything you would like people to know or any misconceptions you would like to straighten out?
I think sometimes people have this idea, it's this hierarchy of there's the professor and then there's me. Just because you've been in the game for longer doesn't mean you know more.
No.
Like, I think students sometimes think we know so much. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm still clueless.
We pretend.
But also the idea that and especially in biology, that you need to get a master's, that you need to do a PhD. And I'm like, look, a bachelor, if you're not looking for a specific position, there's a good chance you won't need a master's.
Yeah.
If you're not sure yet, sure, go for that master's. Yeah. PhD, unless you specifically want to do research in academia, don't do it. You'll be unemployable.
Yeah.
Because now you're just more expensive, you're older, you'll have different expectations.
Yes.
You have different qualifications. So, yeah, and you've also gotten used to certain freedoms.
Yeah, that you won't have working anywhere
that then
else.
Going back to where somebody tells you what to do
Yeah.
in a certain framework might be a bit challenging. So sometimes I get these people like, yeah, but I need a PhD. And I'm like, no, you really don't. Like,
no.
And I think the best advice that I've gotten for the people out there who want to get a PhD is really, really love your project.
Yeah.
Love your subject, the thing that you're doing, because no matter where you go, it will get hard. And in those hard moments, to keep going, you need to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
So don't do it because you think it will look good on your CV.
No.
Or because it will help you go somewhere, because you really need to love your subject.
Yeah. No, that's a very good one. Exactly. Well, thank you very much, Alessandra, for this podcast, being on the other side for once.
Well, thank you for finding the funding and writing the application.
Thank you all so much for listening today. Big shout out to my team at Icefish Research, Lieke, Michelle, Teresa and Gudbjörg. Thanks to Hasib for handling all the paperwork, and thanks to Háskóli Íslands for giving us their science outreach grant that makes this podcast possible. Thanks to Sandra Ribicki for designing our beautiful logo, and special thanks to Kaure, who trusts me with his incredibly cool recording equipment that allows me to go and talk to people everywhere. And our title song was written and recorded by myself. If you also want to support us, you can subscribe to our podcast on Patreon. This also allows you to submit questions and suggestions for future podcasts, because yes, there will be a next season. You can also leave us a review on Spotify or YouTube for free. It really helps us grow. Follow us at Icefish Research on Facebook, Instagram, or Blue Sky, or visit our website at icefishresearch.com. One of my favorite fish facts is that sex in many fish is not determined at birth, but is dependent on body size. In the clownfish, for example, or also better known as a Nemo, all individuals are born males. The largest fish is the breeding female. When the female leaves or dies, the largest male changes its sex and becomes the new breeding female. This is an important lesson in sex being more complex than what many people make it out to be. Thank you all so much for listening. Next week, we drop our very first full-length episode where we talk to Hasib about fish parasites. See you there!